Hello everyone and welcome to Factorio. I'm Par and I'll be playing Seablock today. I updated a bunch of mods and looks like dictionaries are getting translated. Let's see what happened in the previous episode. I believe we either built this hybrid catalysts or we finished upgrading power plants, the turbines. I'm not actually sure what exactly was in the previous, but let's check spreadsheet. And it seems that in the previous episode we upgraded the steam turbines. Nice. So, what should I do today? What should I do today? I was thinking about focusing on the modules. And I want modules to be built somewhere here. I'm not exactly sure where I want them. Let's start from here. Let's say I want to build some production modules. Where are they? No. Where is the module? Look me. Oh, right. Have a separate tab. Let's say we'll have productivity modules here. Well, say in the middle. Right. We'll have another module that we're really interested in is speed module. Let's say we'll have speed modules here. And we probably might want, I don't actually know, but we might find this efficiency modules to be useful. And I'll place them here. Or here, I don't know. The important part is that we need to clear this area of biters. That's really important. Well, not biters, worms, same thing really. It's really important, and that's what we'll be focusing on now. Okay. I haven't played Factorio in a while, so the previous releases of the episodes that you saw on YouTube, they've actually recorded way back, and I had a really long backlog of the episodes, and I was like, hey, I don't want to be very far ahead of what is released, just because it makes it a little bit difficult to keep track of everything. So for the last more than a month, I was basically just releasing previously recorded episodes. And now it's time to record something new, something fresh, and yeah, the modules. I also think that I was I actually checking them out in hell mod? Oh, interesting. So I don't actually know what exactly is needed for the modules. That's bad. Let's figure this out. For some reason I thought that I played with the modules in hell mode, but probably not. What's the most important module? We need to start with productivity module, because this will allow us to save a lot of resources. And since we are playing with increased science costs, right? We are playing with higher research costs, multiplier, which makes infinite research 125 times more expensive, and the highest non-infinite 100 times more expensive. That's a lot. I will be using productivity models a lot in the base. Well, I'm planning on doing that, and also hopefully it will fix this problem that we have with power overload consuming some UPS, and something strange is happening with, or at least used to be happening with electric network. It's still the case. Right, so I want to reduce the number of entities, and I'll do it by using productivity modules. Let's get back here. Productivity module. What exactly do we... Let's say we'll go for 1 module per second. Can we even... Not so much. I adapted, but let's try. Okay, that thing will need this process. Okay. We'll have another line producing what's this, productivity module 2. We will have this thing and productivity module 0. So these are productions of productivity modules. One thing to keep in mind, so this is module contact. Here we also have module contact. And we also need productivity processor board. Here we don't need it. Productivity logic board. Productivity circuit board. Okay, let's add them here. What do we have now? We have circuits. Let's say we'll get circuits from somewhere. That shouldn't be a problem. Polished diamond. We'll probably have to get it from somewhere as well. These things we'll figure this out. Right, and here, basic module board. We would need to build it from something. And we can build it exactly the same way that we are building something else. Let's remove it from here. So, phenomenal boards. Are we doing it here or not? So this recipe, now let me move over there. Let's move over here and see what's happening. This is using fiberglass board, and we need, what do we need? We need a regular non-fiberglass. That means that it's from red circuits. It's very, very similar to this one, right? Yes. Basically, almost exactly the same thing. So what I was thinking, I think that we could just branch off here a little bit and build the stuff somewhere here. Somewhere here. We'll see. We'll see exactly where, but it shouldn't be very difficult. Module processor board, module logic board. Okay, module processor board. Oh, interesting. Module logic board. Is it exactly the same? Oh, it's almost the same. Ah. You know, maybe I will build production of these things directly in this block. And this thing can also probably be here. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 things. That's good. One thing that we're also missing. We are missing this material. So let's start with this one. Module contact. We'll have them. Nice. This one. We'll also have this, this, and this. Have all of this produced. Diamonds. We'll have to get them at some point. Okay, you know what? Let's say we are going for just one. We will not be going for this once, not yet. What happened? All right. Okay, I somehow deleted the thing. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, we need so many things. I don't know whether we'll be able to get all of this. I am really not sure whether we'll be able to make all of this work. This looks pretty complicated, to be honest. And I don't think we'll be able to actually produce one per second. Let's get back how it used to be. I basically broke everything. Control. Click. We're building this thing, and that is it, right? I think. Okay, let's see. Let's see. This is clearly too much. Like we don't have this much, like this many processing units. Let's say we'll go for 0.1 maybe. 10 times less. This should be doable. We are producing 4 processing units per second. Okay, so this should definitely be enough. Well, our production should be enough for this. Now, the question. What do we need for the lowest tier? What's like the most important stuff that we need? First of all, we're using red assembly machines. That's okay. That is okay. What we are missing, we're still missing insulated wire, which we need rubber. And to get rubber, oh, this is gonna be hard. This is gonna be complicated. Hopefully we'll be able to make it work. Okay. Okay, let's start with something simple. Let's say I just want to focus for now on these things only. And I want to produce, how much? I want to produce 0.4. Producing 0.4. What do we need for this? We need this stuff, this stuff, this. This one as well. We can produce these 3. This one, nice. All this seems to be very, very straightforward. We need to figure out what to do, where to get polished red crystal splinter. We'll figure this out. Everything else should already be here. As available. Plastic, we have all of this ferric chloride solution. We'll produce it from something. Right, we just need, I don't know, that should be straightforward. And this one, we'll get it from the barrel. Or I guess from the bottle, the gas bottle. Fiberglass, we'll get it. We're getting all of these things. Phenolic board. We also need to produce it. Do we? Yeah, we do. Produce it. What is missing? Insulated wire, I'll place it separately because we need to actually, like, we don't have production of rubber, right? And I'll need these 2 things figured out somehow. And this can come from cut red crystal splinter, polished red crystal splinter. Interesting. raw crystal shard. So we can get the stuff from raw crystal shard. Okay. And this one from raw crystal splinter. The shard. We're getting it from eggshell seed. And another one from fish. Raw crystal splinter. From polluted artificial fish water. Okay, okay. So what this means? This means that for the lowest tier of productivity modules, for this tier, we actually need to set up fishing. And we wanted to set up fishing, I think we wanted it to be like somewhere here. Right? We had this process. No, not here. We didn't figure it out. Not this one. This one. So we wanted to produce this thing, and it generates some polluted artificial fish water. Okay, 76, right? How much do we need here to produce this thing? Wow. That's a lot. That's too much. Maybe with this one. Okay, with this one it's much better, but then it would require crystal seed. Oh, I have no idea how this part works. I never played with it. Okay, let's say we will go for a simple process and we'll just be getting a very, very long amount of modules. This might be a safer bet. Speaking of modules, can we start with T0? Would we still need to do some stuff? I think we can start producing these modules right away, more or less. Right, we're only missing a little bit of rubber. Okay, we'll figure it out separately. This part is straightforward, this one straightforward, everything is super straightforward, right? Right, and this ones will produce them in place. Oh, we do need polished crystal splinter. Okay, we do need this thing for the first, for like tier 0 productivity module. Yep. Blue, red, and green. And all of this is coming from a raw crystal splinter. This stuff. We can produce it from biters. Okay, interesting. And produce it. We can basically convert biters into this thing. But for that we'll need to figure out how to grow biters. We also have biter queens. No idea how that works. Okay, let's focus on this one. Polluted artificial fish water. That sounds promising. Right, we already looked into this. Let's see what's happening here. We need to clear the map from the biters. And we can do that while we are thinking about what exactly we'll be doing. One thing that I want to do here, I want to take this chest. This one, right? I want to increase the limit by like 10 times or something. I want to place a couple of chests over there. And even further. Okay, nice. Now with that done, we can actually tell robots to do something like to start landfilling this area before we kind of a little bit earlier than we actually need that part of the land. Right, this is looking good. Let's go here. Let's start setting up fishing, because we just saw that we need polluted fish water here, right? So that should be our first focus. Let's take a look. Cobalt steel is done. This part is done. Glass 2. Do we have glass 2? I don't believe we do. No, we don't have glass 2, but we also... Wait. We don't have silicon? What's going on? Let's see. We don't have cretinium, and we don't have obmonium. And because of that, we don't have silver. I am honestly surprised that silicon... We are not getting alerts for like silicon. But on the other hand, I guess it's kind of understandable, right? Because we have a lot of glass. No, we don't. We only have 5.7 glass. What's going on? What's going on with the dashboard? Glass. Right, glass is low, but we don't have like high enough demand for the glass yet. Okay, that's fine. Let's go back here and try to figure out what exactly we want. We want to produce a lot of lubricant and base mineral oil, right? That's the point of this block. So it will be producing base mineral oil and, well, I guess not this block. We need a little bit of base mineral oil. I thought we were planning on... I forgot what I planned before. Completely forgot. So, I think we wanted to produce this part from synthesis gas. I think we wanted to produce liquid fuel on naphtha maybe. No, we want to produce naphtha from fuel oil. Okay, and we already have basically a build for that. To produce naphtha from fuel oil, but we also want to produce lubricant and base mineral oil from this stuff. And it will also be able to... It will be slightly positive on fish pulp. How can we use fish pulp? We can produce nutrient pulp. And this is... Oh, and we are relying on nutrient pulp. Interesting. So... Wait, what if we increase this by like a tiny bit, let's say 10%? it, what would happen? We're basically nutrient pulp, fish pulp neutral. This thing remains neutral. So we just need thermal water. Well, yeah, we can play around with this thing, like it will basically equalize itself, right? So that like nutrient pulp will be thermal water. This one, nutrient pulp will become neutral here. So we need to consume residual gas. We need to consume charcoal. We can do that. We can even produce charcoal on site. Doesn't take that much space. I mean, it depends on how much space we need for everything. So we kinda need a lot. Okay. We might take charcoal from outside. And we only need to figure out how to get thermal water. We can get it from lithium salt. This way or this way? I mean, this way is looks much better, but we don't quite have it just yet. I mean, we'll figure it out. Maybe I should do it properly. So we probably want to. Why are we using electric boiler for that? I'm surprised. Why are we using electric boiler when we can? Right, we can have. This steam. And we'll use a little bit of charcoal, but our charcoal build should be able to supply all of that. Okay, this is looking kinda good. Let's try to build the spot. Lithium salt. Where would we get it? We'll get it from brown algae. And we'll produce lots of brown algae from... Oh. That doesn't look very good. I don't like the look of it. We'll need a lot of space to build this stuff. We'll need a lot of it. Let's start doing this either way. Because I feel like it would be useful to have this kind of stuff. Yeah. So I wanted to produce a lot of fuel oil here and then produce naphtha here. How much space do we need for naphtha production? 21 steam crackers. It's not a lot of space. It's actually not a lot that we need. Let's start producing lithium salt here. Let's place tag with salt. I guess this one, right? Let's produce it here, and we'll see what exactly is happening. Like, what would happen? What is it? If it's here, so we need to have. I guess we're using steel furnace, maybe, probably. Actually, are we only burning charcoal? No, we are using it for filtration. I was thinking that we could supply solid fuel. We could actually deliver solid fuel from around, where is it? From here, from these blocks. We have lots of multiple warehouses full of solid fuel. So we could have used those, but nope. Let's not do that. Let's start by placing our favorite charcoal build. I think this charcoal build had an issue, and I never updated it. But I don't quite remember that. What was the issue? I think it was here, right? Yeah, like this spot. The spot looks wrong. Let's copy it from somewhere. This is the correct way. Yep. Nice. So, this is much better. This is much better. The robots will build this part. We are proceeding. Why is it taking so long? Okay, robots, I guess, are a little bit slow with placing landfill. It's okay. It's okay. What we need here? We need to produce a lot of lithium salt and actually a lot of thermal water. Both of those things. We can try to produce thermal water here as well. How would it work? So we have this block that will be consuming live fish and a bit of charcoal, and will be doing stuff. It will be and thermal water. So it will be consuming fish and consuming thermal water. This part produces a lot of thermal water, right? Because that's part of thermal water production. This lithium salt. So we'll probably be exporting thermal water as well. And then fish pulp is extracted here just because Helmut is a little bit... But basically this part, this line is part of this process. It's producing nutrient pulp, and from that we are producing levic fish. So we have a process that takes nutrient pulp and produces lots of fish. Okay, sounds good. Let's focus on this one. I think I'm understanding. I'm slowly understanding what exactly is what exactly I'm supposed to do here. Wow, it's so complicated. I don't remember anything like this. I don't remember having to deal with fish in Seablock in like Factorio version 0.17. I don't think it was actually needed. So it's kind of interesting that it forces you to, to learn more technologies and more processes. I think it's pretty cool. Right, this is still furnace. It's okay. Let's see. We need to produce a lot of algae, right? And actually the ratio seems to be... What? Should I even think about ratios? No, ratio doesn't matter. So what we just want a lot of this stuff, a lot of blue algae. We have really high amount of blue algae being produced. Actually, here seems to be like 2... If you make it 2 to 1, right? 2 algae farms to 1 steel furnace, it will be fine. Right? We don't actually need more stuff here. The question is, how should I orient all of that? Because I could actually make 2 lines of those, right? We could have something like this. We could have these things placed here. We will have a belt of charcoal coming in, let's say from above. right? Because why not? And it's producing just a tiny amount of lithium salt. So we can actually send it down. Would we do it? Let's think. I mean, we could have something like this, right? We'll have a power pole here. And I want to have some lights. Where are lights? Lights are here. Nice. Yeah, I think that's how I want the spot to look like. Now we can basically copy the spot, build, and yeah, nice. This is gonna work. This should work. Now we will have charcoal. Oh no, not like this. Oh, maybe it's okay. We'll have it delivered over here, like this, right? And I'll need to copy the spot. Okay, the question. Do I need more space? No, I don't. I don't need more space. This is looking great. This is looking great. Okay. So we need 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 14. I just need another copy of this and it should be enough. Right, let's just copy it. Let's just copy this whole thing. Place it somewhere here. Nice. So this produces, or will be producing, a lot, like really a lot of lithium salt, and it's gonna be exported over here, right? Now, actually, why do I export it to the left? Ah, we'll figure it out. It doesn't really matter. I can use this space to produce a lot of saline water, right? And we need saline. I'll do it a little bit later. First, I want to connect these things. Well, I'm realizing now that it doesn't have to be like this, right? Could actually make it a little bit more compact if we wanted to. Do we want to? We probably do. Let's make it a tiny bit more compact. Because I don't want to have what? Deleted something incorrectly. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, looks good. Let's make another copy here. Awesome. Looking great. Nice. So now we just need to produce saline water and to feed this thing some saline water, which should be very, very easily achievable, right? I mean, I don't actually need to create these connections with power lines, but I just think that it might look a little bit nicer. So we'll have it. Okay, here. What are we doing? We need to place 5 hydro plants. Let's just do it. And let's keep some space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's keep some space in order to clarify the water. So we're clarifying this. We don't need purified water. Right, what we do need, we need saline water here. Okay, great. And I mean, we could feed them from one water pump, but offshore pump. But I think that's fine if each of these hydro plants gets a dedicated offshore pump. Oh, what? Wait, what happened? How? I'm surprised. I thought the connection here should disappear. Something change? Maybe some update changed this? Okay. It's fine. So we're producing a lot of lithium salt here. And I think that's basically it. That's all our lithium salt production. It should work. At some point. At some point it should start up and it should work. What else we need to do? Another thing that we actually need to get here, we need to convert it to like extract thermal water out of lithium salt. I don't even know whether we have these technologies. Thermal, we don't have these technologies, and the thing is we are kind of busy researching something else. What's happening with our science? Are we short on science or something? Yes, we are short on blue science, and we are short on blue science because we are short on glass. And the dashboard does not show that we are short on glass. That's bad. Let's fix a little bit what's happening here. Why am I asking only 15k? Interesting. It's 150 stacks. That's a bit strange. So glass has lower stack size than everything else. So what if we make it like this? Okay, nice. Now we can actually see, because like this is supposed to be like matching 100 stacks, right? And yeah, most of the things have 200 items in a stack, but glass seems to have only 100, and that's why I wasn't actually noticing that we have a shortage of glass. So that means that it might be a good idea to consider upgrading glass to glass 2, like we have in the task here. Actually, right. Prod modules 0. That's what we want. That's our first goal. Well, first intermediate goal. in order to get those, we need to have fishing, right? That's the second part that we are working on, and this thing, yeah, we started working on fishing. The question, do I need this part? How much do I want it? Less than thermal water. I really want to get thermal water. Okay, so let's see, we need 14. Oh, wow. What is this? How does it work? Okay. Let's say this will be like our output or something. Ready. We need 14 of this, and here we have only 7. Okay, let's make it slightly different. Okay, 7, right? And here we can have something like this. Okay, nice. So with that, we should be getting thermal water. And now the problem, well, not the problem, but our goal would be to deliver that thermal water to produce some fish. Or we could potentially try to do something. Well, that's actually not quite enough, right? Because we need to produce some steam, and to provide the steam, and we also need to take the output. So the output, we can take it like this. From one side, from another side, we'll be requesting some barrels here. We'll be moving them over here and barreling this stuff. So the question, can we do something for the fish? Like a step fish production. We also need saline water for that. Well, we need brown algae. That will take a lot of space. So we're using lots and lots of space, so maybe not quite yet. One thing that I'm actually unsure about. Okay, let's see. The fish will be producing lubricant, and we kind of have lubricant here. We need, this part will be producing naphtha, and this one will be producing the fuel oil. I think I want to move fish here, and I want to produce naphtha here, because I want to deconstruct this block the last, because this is our only source of naphtha now. And when I'm deconstructing it, I want to replace it with this block. So, what that means? That means that I should copy all of that and paste it here. Let's check that placed it correctly. Yes. And I don't want this part here at all. I don't want it here. Let's fix these things. Right, so this will actually be the salt thingy, lithium salt, right? It will also be producing thermal water. What is it? Thermal water. This one. Okay. Thermal water as the next output. This will be fuel oil. Fuel oil. Okay. Fuel oil. I completely forgot where everything is placed. And this will actually be mineral thingy, base mineral oil, with a little bit of lubricant. Let's double check. Is this actually correct? So this block will be producing a lot of base mineral oil, true, with some amount of lubricant. Seems to be true. And also lots of fermentation base that I'll need to figure out how to deal with. Okay, fermentation base. How can we use it? Fermentation base. Well, it's usage. Okay, Berlin, not interesting. We can produce compost and then delete compost, and we can avoid acidic acid, I'm assuming. Let's see. Wait. We cannot avoid it. Okay, how else can we use fermentation base? We can produce ethanol, and ethanol can be voided. Okay, nice. So, okay, what this means? It means that the fact that we have fermentation base as the output here, it's not bad. Right? We will be able to either use it for something useful, or we'll just, completely delete it. Like voiding compost and voiding ethanol, whatever, the other thing that we just saw. Okay, that's good. That's good. Now, what do we do with the fish? Can we produce fish in the same place? I don't think. Okay, this we basically have. Saline water, artificial fish water, and algae farms. I mean, in theory we could, if not for this fish tank. Yeah, I don't want to overload this build too much. I don't want to, like... What is going on? Why? Why is this happening? It's okay. I think. Yeah, let's see whether this issue resolves itself or not. One thing that we're missing, we're still missing a couple of things here. We are missing this part. Right, this one. We need 5 boilers that are eating charcoal and water, right? So let's do this. Let's do this. How do we do this? We need to have a couple of boilers that will be just eating charcoal. Right here. Let's say 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 boilers. I mean, we could do something like this. We could just move them a little bit. Okay, let's make it here. I was thinking how to place the offshore pump, right? I was thinking what would be a good way of placing it, and I couldn't really come up with anything better than this. It's fine. It is totally fine. I'll just connect things like this. Nice. Actually, we could make it like this. We could make the connections go like this. And another thing that we would be missing here, we would be missing charcoal, because we actually need to feed these things. No, not charcoal, sorry. Lithium salt. We'll need to feed them with lithium salt. And we have lithium salt coming from that side. Well, I changed my mind. It will be coming from the other side. Right? So, So lithium salt will be coming from here. Not in this part. Well, no. We don't. We basically just move it here, and it will be consumed by these buildings. Nice. Now, what should we do next? I think this would look awesome. We have only one line of the power poles, right? And this power pole covers everything. Good. Great. First inserters. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we don't need to place so many inserters, but it's fine if we do. Doesn't really change anything. It's a little bit more inserters than we absolutely need to, but it's okay. It's okay. Now, let's see. We want to export two things. We want to export the salt. Oh, it's a tiny problem. Well, okay, it's not really a problem what's happening here, just that I thought it will be a little bit nicer, but yeah, we'll make it a little bit nicer. It's fine. So we have two things. We have the salt that we might actually export here, maybe. We'll see. I'll give priority to the right, and all excess will be going here. Another thing that we need to export is the like this stuff. The barrels. The barrels with the thermal water. Speaking of thermal water, how exactly do we barrel it? Thermal water. We will be barreling it with barrels. Nice. Nice. Not very surprising. Okay. We want to have barreling pump. And we want to... Let me think. How do we want to make it look? Maybe something like this. Something like this, and we could actually change this part a little bit. Send all the salt here, and then send majority to the right, and a tiny bit to the left. Just like this. Nice. I like it. I like what I see here. We need to make like a tiny change to this part. We need to request barrels. Right? We need to request barrels. Let's do this. How do we usually connect stuff to our electric network? I think we're using this trick, right? Basically, copy on this part, placing it here, and then we'll have the connection. We will need to maybe I will not do this part. We will need to connect power to this block, to the city block, in order for production to start up. Oh no, why did I do this? Okay. Good. It's looking good. And one other thing. I'll just pull it like this. Good. Nice. This one, the station, will be called, so this is input, right? Will be called, let's call it fission, because it's basically dedicated to fission, right? And we have two things here. We have the salt that will be exported with the salt, and thermal water. Right? Where is thermal water? Okay, here it is. Thermal water. So okay, this is input for the fission, right? And this will be the output for the fission. Right? Wow, I feel so rusty. Not playing Factorio for a while, but it's okay. At least from now on, there will not be huge delays between the moment I'm recording stuff and the moment you can actually see the progress. Right, let's observe. What's happening with our research? We have 400 research here, and we need 450. Okay, this is really interesting. So that means that we almost have enough research. We almost have enough research. Let's kind of force it a little bit to happen a little bit sooner. How do we do it? We can say, can tell this. Oh, we don't need to. The production resumed, so it should reach 10,000, and the limit here is okay, it's actually 150. So for glass, that's 15,000. Okay, it's okay. I'm not gonna touch it for now, because I just don't think we really need to. Oh, by the way, let's how can I something blew up? That's strange. I think there was a different behavior of how the stuff worked. I'm pretty sure it behaved a little bit differently. Interesting. Okay. What I was saying, what I was thinking about, I forgot. Okay, I can't remember what I was thinking about. It's fine, it's fine. Let's just make sure that all of this is built. Are we missing? Oh, we're still building this part. Got it. I see. So we haven't finished production of crystal catalysts. That's why everything is very, very slow. Okay. Got it. And actually, we don't even need to clear this area. We need to clear this one. Wow, because I placed productivity models over there. It's okay. Actually, maybe a little bit too close. I don't want to lose my turrets for no particular reason. So let's do it like this. Okay, now we have these things will be built at some point. This part, I can actually change it. I can actually change it and say that, hey, you don't have to wait for full trains, because our science production is not very consistent actually. Just 10 stacks. 10 stacks, and you know, we could say, if you have at least 2 stacks, go for it. Right? And 2 stacks of science is how much? It's 100, right? Right, nice. Let's produce this stuff. So we are producing a lot of saline water. It's being given here, right? Let's quick look. So, input. It's going here. Wait. What is going on? Why is this thing connected? Why I can't reach? I'm confused by what's going on. Something changed. Something definitely changed in the way some of the mods worked. Maybe I should revert the version of Power Overload. This is pretty inconvenient when you're playing with Brave New World. That the connections seem to be created, but I cannot even remove them. Okay, let's wait a bit. I just want to make sure that this block at least powers itself up correctly, or no, at least somewhat correctly. It's here, right? We want. Do we care about priority here? I don't think we do. We don't really care. Just need it to go in both directions, and we need to have something like this here. 1, 2. Right, and one other thing that is missing here. We're missing the water. Right. It might take a while, but I am really not certain why this is happening. I thought you can like remove all connecting wires by oh, shift click. Okay, nice. So if I shift left click on the pole, it removes all connecting wires, including the ones going to the ghost. So okay, it's not that bad. I can live with that. We can do some manual things. It is gonna be a tiny bit annoying, but if it works, it works. That's okay. And I want this to connect to the input, and this part connect like this. Okay, nice. We got the power. We powered up these things. Something is still missing. What is missing? I think we are missing the chest. Okay, here is the chest, but it's also in the logistic network, but it's there just because we're kind of lucky. Let's maybe something like this, so that there is a connection with the outer network that doesn't use this intermediate kind of things, roboports. Let's see. I mean, this stuff, I feel like it basically works. It's supposed to work for the most part. There's gonna be a problem with limits here, but that's fine, we'll fix them, right? This part is turned off. Interesting, let's turn it on. So we always want our output combinators to be turned on. This one, the input, right? This one, it's also off. It's probably the old one, the old blueprint, because the new one, I believe they are enabled, or at least they're supposed to be enabled in the new blueprint, yeah. So what are we actually requesting here? We're requesting barrels, right? It's really simple, we just need barrels, we need substandard sizes. 200 stacks, right? That's what we are usually asking for, I think. Let's ask for 200 stacks of barrels, and let's see. Actually, another thing that I saw, I read changelog of Power Overload mode. There were a couple of updates since last time I played, and one of the changes mentioned like some improvements to transformers when dealing with low consumption networks. And I wonder whether that update improves the situation that we have here, right? Because in our case, like, look at this. If you look at the connections, we have like this city block, and it's isolated network, and it's connected via a single transformer, and the usage is not that high. Like, look at this. Like, if you look at last hour, it's like between 1 megawatt and 15 megawatt. I would consider it to be a low usage network, so I wonder whether it improved the situation for us. So it would be really interesting to kind of observe, to see what's happening with the base, and yeah, whether we need to make any further adjustments. So one thing that is really nice, wait, we need 450. One thing that's really nice is that we resumed production of blue signs, and I feel like it might be actually enough, because we have another chain coming. It will grab a bunch of blue signs, I think, or maybe it will get copper barrels. No. Okay, but very, very soon it will reach 400. If it doesn't reach 400, if you like run out of some materials, we'll just manually trigger delivery, so it will be fine. Let's observe what's going on here. We are lacking a connection. Can I make it a little bit better? I mean, okay, let's do it like this. It's a bit strange way of connecting things, I guess, but it should work, right? So we have connection here, and here going up, we will have connection there, and it will connect to this part. Nice. And then we'll just need to wait for this research to finish, which will happen. At some point I want to look efficient, the names are fine. Everything's looking good. We can actually update maybe this part. So this is what? This is a wait. It's a provider. Place this thing here. This is provider. Paste it. And this are requesters. Is it one requester? Requester. Requester. Yeah, I think that's enough. So, will we see the spot actually working? Or not? Maybe we will not see it actually working. It's been more than 70 minutes, around 75 minutes, and I kind of feel it's a little bit too long for the episode, but it's okay. We made lots of progress. Well, not a lot of progress, but we've been doing things, right? We built. We are producing like a lot of thermal water now from lithium salt. That's great. We also know exactly what we'll be focusing on. We'll be focusing on the productivity modules. Oh, I even landfilled the wrong part. My bad. You know, let's not do this. The way I actually want productivity modules to work, like this part to work, I want to use logistic network inside all 4 basically city blocks here, because we have, I mean, if you look, like I want this areas to scale, like I want to scale them further at some point. And the thing is, if you look at this build, right, if you look at this build, it requires a lot of materials, like different kinds of materials. But one station can request only, what, up to 12, up to 10? I mean, it depends. It can basically request too many materials. It can, but then it will not be delivering them in high enough quantities. But I kind of want to minimize the amount of trains that are going, so I want to send like full trains. And like this thing requires a lot of materials. And what I was thinking is that I could actually kind of combine these 4 blocks, create inside, internally, like a small logistic network that will be handling like everything going on. And we'll have like a large block with lots of robots with a separate logistic network inside that will be, oh, sorry, not this one, here, that will be producing the like whatever we need to produce. Okay, in this case, the modules. And I'll do the same thing here and the same thing there. And the reason, I mean, in theory, we could even extract some of the materials, like common things, in this block, and maybe I will do that. But the idea was that I don't want for them to share like too many things, because actually, I was gonna say, because I want to prioritize, I want to be able to kind of turn on and off separate productions, but it would still be possible, right, by controlling these blocks. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but the thing is, we have a lot of space inside these blocks, so maybe it's not that big of a deal if I actually, you know, kind of copy some parts of the builds and like have like multiple copies, 3 copies of pretty much the same thing. I don't think it would be a problem. And yeah, we have space. Why should we waste like 4 city blocks, like a full kind of rail block, for something that is not, like, that doesn't absolutely have to be extracted? Oh, that's a lot of stuff. Too much. Right. So let's see what is going on here. Are we shot on iron again? I think I shot on iron. That's what happens when you don't have iron. Right, yeah. We don't have iron, and we don't have silver. I am a bit surprised by that, but it's okay. iron. Why we don't have iron? The production block? Not really. We're producing iron ore. We are producing iron ore. Oh, I know. One thing that we are missing, so for copper or for tin, for something we built this block, right, that produces, well, normally produces copper. But we never built anything like this for iron, and we might be struggling now because of that. So we don't have manganese consumption, we have iron ore consumption. What I do not understand is why we do not have manganese consumption. Like, this part consumes manganese. Maybe we need to scale it. Right. I think I want to scale it, because what we could do, we could copy this and place it here. Yes. There's barely enough space. For that we'll need to move oxygen somewhere, maybe here or here. Maybe here there will be enough space. But we can actually scale iron. Let me do this. Let me add a task for that. I think it's important to do that. This way we will unblock our mole. Where is our mole? Why don't we have this? No, I don't want them. This mole, right? We'll unblock it, and it will start producing the things, specifically the belts. And once it produces lots of belts, this stuff will be fully constructed, and we will not have, you know, these problems with bots scheduling, etc., etc. Let's take a look at our total power production. Oh, look at this! It's pretty good. 300 megawatts, and that's because in one of the previous episodes we actually separated these power networks, right? We spent several episodes for that, but we have basically this whole, like, left 3 columns of the base are leaving, like, they do not use the main grid, the power from the main grid. They are not using it, though. They're only using it for roboports, right? And these roboports are not doing anything now. So this is great, and I think I wanted to have like a separate, like I want to separate these 4 rail blocks into, like, connect them to separate power, maybe probably this one, and this 4 probably will have power here, right? It's already marked, because we don't actually need resin here. We have awesome resin production somewhere else. Where is it? Maybe here? Right, one issue here, liquid resin, is that we don't actually produce, like, export solid resin, but it will be a very, very simple step, right? We have, like, some space here, we'll just, you know, we'll just convert this liquid resin to a solid one and export it in this block. Okay. So, with that, I think it's time to stop this episode. So in this episode we built this block. It's still not fully constructed yet. It's okay. It's okay that it's not fully constructed. It will happen at some point. The important part is that we actually got the research done. So now it's just a matter of getting, like, the iron and, you know, placing all the belts. Okay. Thanks everyone for watching. This was episode 130. And yeah. Happy holidays, and I'll see you in the next episode. Cheers.